All right, everyone. Welcome back to the land of Chem. I am your host and the author. My name is Jeffrey Drum. Thank you all so much for joining me again. All right, everyone, welcome back. This is Sunday Site Visit 24, and today we will continue our exploration of the Bent Pyramid in Dashur with an investigation of the transverse Western shaft system and the primary reaction chamber. For anyone that's interested, I just started a members-only channel here at the Land of Chem that will feature never-before-seen footage and all of the newest research releases. So here is a sneak peek at what you can expect with your exclusive members-only access. All right, here are a few particles that were discovered during the recent scanning electron microscopy analysis of samples from 13 different locations across the Giza Plateau taken by the Esoteric project. This one, a microspherule. This one here, a metal fragment coming from the quote-unquote trial passages. Another flawless microspherule here. This one coming from the pit around the central pyramid. And another spectacular metal particle, also from one of the central pyramid pits. And I'll be presenting the preliminary chemical analyses along with some jaw-dropping, never-before-seen footage in episode 1 on the Land of Chem members-only channel. So if this is the type of content you're interested in, please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube. Click that little notification bell so that you do not miss the episodes that premiere twice per week. If you want to help support the channel, like, comment, and check out thelandofchem.com. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @thelandofchem. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for today's intro. So without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, everyone, here we go with tonight's episode. So in last week's Sunday Site Visit, we had a rare glimpse inside the Bent Pyramid's satellite hydraulic press mechanism located on the south side of the structure over here. Then I took you around the western side to show the termination of the western pump shaft way up here. Now today, we will travel through the connecting shaft located here to access the transverse western pump shaft system and the primary reaction chamber located in the center of the structure right here. And on this diagram, you can see the two shafts that I mentioned in last week's episode. This one here outside the western stone valve at the bottom of the western pump shaft. And this one here in between the two stone valves that you will see today. And here inside the primary reaction chamber, you can see the eroded interior of the chamber and the wooden beams that were installed inside the chamber during the construction of this platform. And the conventional story goes something like this. You can see here on the left that this primary reaction chamber originally had a pristine tiered vault, just like what we have seen inside the adjacent Red Pyramid of Dashur. And they claim that these wooden beams were used to assist in building the chamber itself. However, there is zero evidence of this construction methodology being utilized inside the Red Pyramid. And those tiered vault chambers required no additional stabilization from wooden beams like this during the construction process. These wooden beams were added later during the construction of the platform itself. And you will see evidence of the crude mortar that was used to hold these beams in place. Also, these beams depicted in the lightest color here do not exist. They are theoretical as proposed in this paper, a new survey of the upper chambers of Sneferu's pyramids in Dashur by Frank Monnier, link in the video description below. The second thing they say is that this perfectly designed tiered vault, a testament to ancient engineering and construction, was intentionally destroyed in the later edition of the platform, which was made from a completely different style of limestone masonry than the entire rest of the pyramid. And I've shown this before in Sunday Site Visit 7. And you can see here in the latter two stages how this chamber was quote unquote destroyed as they erected the platform into the pre-existing chamber. This is absolute nonsense. Here is another diagram depicting these hypothetical stages of reconstruction within this chamber. This one on the left, correctly showing the absence of the wooden beams in this portion of the chamber here. The first stage of construction, showing the pristine vault in its original condition. And you could pop these wooden beams out and it would have made absolutely no difference whatsoever in the construction process. They are not part of the structural integrity of the chamber. They were added later to build this platform. And as you move to the right on this diagram, you can see the proposed subsequent destruction of the entire chamber as the platform was erected inside. And here on the right, the current completely eroded state that we have today with this crude masonry platform in the center. And having been inside of this chamber probably dozens of times now, there is no way you can convince me that the erosion inside of this chamber was somehow done intentionally to accommodate the platform. First, it is entirely unnecessary to destroy the entire tiered vault to build the platform. You just build it in the chamber exactly how it exists. And second, the erosion inside of the chamber is in no way an indication of intentional reconstruction by stonemasons inside of this structure. The chamber was found in this already eroded state that you can see here on the right. The beams were added by the dynastic Egyptians, and they built this platform later. Just look at the erosion here in this upper area of the chamber. Does this look like intentional reconstruction or expansion of the chamber to you? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And these beams have nothing to do with the building of the chamber itself. You can clearly see here from the perspective of this diagram that the wooden beams are a framework for the platform. And this is the result of what they claim was intentional remodeling or expansion of the chamber. But don't take my word for it. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, cue the footage from inside of the chamber so you can see it for yourself. I hope you enjoy.
All right. Now we're back here inside the lowest separation chamber of the bent pyramid. And this time, I promise, I didn't do it on the last visit because I was stuck behind a group of tourists and I didn't want to be filming their asses on the way up the northern shaft. But I'm going to take you with me as I ascend back to the light today to show you several very interesting details about this northern shaft. And I won't spoil the surprise, but stay tuned to the end of the video and I will take you with me. So now, in last week's Sunday site visit, we explored the lower separation chamber system, which I am now climbing up into the upper part of this dual chamber system. And the chimney area here that is now blocked off with all this rubble. And I showed in the previous episode the shaft that goes down at the bottom of the pit, which may be connected possibly into the satellite pyramid. Also possible that that pit connects into the pit down here at the bottom of the northern shaft. all of which are still unexcavated. So now we're going to ascend the ladder, and I'll take you on a journey through the connecting passage, and we'll explore the primary reaction chamber. Pretty badass day so far out here in Dashur. All right, let's go. All right. Reach the top of the staircase here in the upper vault. And I'm standing here near the down flight here, so you can get some perspective. Here's one of the holes. Here. And the opening into the connecting passage. And I can already tell you, just standing here on the threshold of this passage, I can feel the airflow rushing out from inside of this passage, and let me tell you, it feels pretty damn good. So now, we'll go nice and slow through here. So you can get a sense of what it's like to crawl through this passage. It's maybe I don't know, 3.5 feet high. And so now, see if you can hear it. My stomach is growling because I'm in the depths of my Thursday fast today. But I'm hoping the GoPro microphone can pick up the sound of the wind. And I will say, it's coming in this direction. And it's just rushing past me right now. We're about halfway through the tunnel. You can see the western shaft over here and the upper vault of the lower separation chamber. I'm sitting on a part of the passage that my colleagues and I at the Esoteric project call the step, because there's literally a nice little flat plateau here, and this is a steep incline within the passage. It certainly appears okay, so I moved down a few feet. And the wind flow or airflow has almost stopped in this section. So now let me turn back around. This is where I was sitting before. Walk back up here. There's a bat. I don't know if you can see that, but hanging out up there. And the airflow has kind of stopped now. So as I mentioned before, I'm working in conjunction with the team at Esoteric on a project here inside the bent pyramid. I won't reveal the purpose of that yet. It's not my place to do so, but our team may have discovered something pretty interesting inside of the structure. And I'm just pausing every few feet to see if I can feel that airflow moving through here again. Alright, so now the western shaft system. And this was not blocked off in 2010. One of the guys in the Esoteric project climbed over this little hole and up the western shaft. And so these holes here, I don't think are original part of the structure. And I'll show you why. Because this section of the wall has been excavated back. This entire piece here, this is the original level of the wall. This entire part has been moved back. Later modifications to the structure, which I think include these holes. I don't think these are original, and you can see here the original part of the wall that is flat here has been chiseled back. And all of this stone has been removed back in this portion. So I do not think that these holes are an original part of the structure. And this whole section here was all chiseled back from, see the flat wall, original, chiseled out. You can see here too, this is where the original part of the wall would have come up here, and this whole section was chiseled back. And now, directly beneath my feet is another unexcavated pit. Let's get this down here. Again, the connections to the satellite pyramid on the south are yet to be revealed, but there are numerous indications that there may be connections between these shaft systems, the valves, and the southern satellite press mechanism, hydraulic press mechanism. And I'm just standing here. There is some airflow coming in through this area, but it's certainly not significant enough to generate the current that we see within this connecting passage. Because again, how is this airflow whipping down here, whipping around the corner, and getting stronger inside of this passage? The airflow is coming from in here. Here we are, taking a look at one of these stone valves. housings. Hole right there. Square one. This one's definitely modern here. You can see the chisel marks where this one's been. And looking up into the housing here. And now we'll proceed into the primary chamber. And my main objective for today is to look in this little hole here to see if I can get some footage of the quartzite block that was discovered in here. Hang on one sec. And if I was certain that I could get back out, I would climb down in there to take a look. Hello? All right, and I'm just investigating this portion of the western shaft system, and I happen to notice that there is remains of some coating here. This piece here. There's a little piece here. There's a big patch here of coating. More here. And here. A big patch here. And this does not appear to be mortar. The mortar that we have seen has a very rough consistency. This is very hard and very smooth. See this piece coating here, here. There's more here. Here. And this material feels very different than the stone itself. It's very smooth. Piece of it here. You can see the depth of the layer. And this looks very similar to what we saw in the final pyramid of Giza. Those guys are from Spain. I just heard him scream, "Joder," which means fuck.
All right, everyone, just a quick reminder that if you want to help support the channel, just check out thelandofchem.com. I have the new 6th degree green lion logo, the 5th degree central pyramid hydrochloric acid logo, the new 2nd edition print copy of the Land of Chem book, this beautiful new Egyptian blue edition, signed copies, extremely rare, only 89 copies in existence of the original 1st edition purple orchid paper print of the Land of Chem book are also available all at thelandofchem.com. So if you want to show some love, just check out the website. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for the support.
All right, now. And I've discussed before that the platform here is not an original part of the structure. And just look at the significant erosion on the walls inside of here. And we'll be coming back to investigate this chamber later. But I just wanted to point out this erosion here. You will also see some very similar erosion in the lower section of the northern shaft. And I just wanted to point out that the logs inside of this chamber that were dated to the dynastic period are not an original part of this chamber. These logs, they're part of the framework that was used to erect the platform that I am currently standing on. You could pop those logs out and it wouldn't make one single bit of difference in terms of the structural integrity of this main chamber. You can see there that these beams are mortared into place. And part of this platform sat on top of the beams. And even conventional archaeologists agree that this platform was not an original part of this structure. And the upper vault here was originally a pristine tiered vault. I'm just going to show you the rounded erosion on these walls. And from lower down here you can get a better perspective. Of the curvature of that erosion. You can see how rounded out this is. Eroded all into that upper vault. This entire chamber was originally a pristine tiered vault that has been eroded away. So now, we're gonna head back toward the entrance so I can show you some very unusual details about the northern shaft system. All right, now, as promised, we will begin the ascent back to the surface, to the light. And you can already see down here, look at how curved this is and eroded, this lower section. This passageway is. Look at that. Completely rounded out. And you will see as we ascend here, look at how rounded and smooth this is. With no indications of chisel marks or tools that did this. It is eroded. And another section here. So you can see the erosion on the interior. And looking back down. Look at this. This was once originally a square shaft, similar to what we see up there at the top. This entire lower section has been eroded away. All this erosion here. section that displays that significant erosion. And looking back down. That's on both sides. Look how smooth this is. Alright. And there was one other thing. That I noticed for the first time when I was coming down through here. Up at the portion of the shaft that still has the squared masonry. And we're still going through a section that is extremely deteriorated. Look how smooth this is. Look at that. That is erosion. Look at this. Look at how smooth and eroded that is. The question you should be asking yourself is what caused the erosion on the inside of this structure. And here we are. Back to the portion that is still squared off. This is about halfway from the bottom up to the top. And I just happened to notice this on my way down here. And I'm not going to make any suggestions as to what caused it because it's extremely difficult to tell. But I don't know if you can see that there's some scrape lines leading up in this direction. There's some over here. Specifically down here. Scrapes. Unusual. It looks like a huge gouge running all the way up the shaft. Well, is this damage from hauling something out of here? I just happened to notice this when I was coming down in here. I thought it was pretty unusual. Or was there something sliding down this shaft at one point? There's more. I will say that the scrapes are at the same angle of the slope shaft itself. Same slope as the shaft itself. And looking back down. And the finish line.
All right, everyone, that is it for today's video. This was Sunday Site Visit 24, the primary reaction chamber of the Bent Pyramid in Dashur. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And in the next episode in the series, a return to investigate some components at the Pyramid of Sahure in Abu Sir. If this is the type of content you're interested in regarding the function of the Egyptian pyramids, please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube. Click that little notification bell, like, comment, and stay tuned. Don't forget to check out the new Land of Chem members only channel for exclusive new research releases. If you want to help support the channel, thelandofchem.com. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @thelandofchem. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for today's video. So I will see you next time. Yo, are you still watching this? Please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube. And click that little notification button. New videos coming out every single week. And check out this other episode. Come on, do it. Do it now.